We welcome you back to Longhorn Weekly from here, Pluckers, the West Campus location here in Austin, and presented by the Texas Lottery. Longhorn Weekly with Coach Sark. I'm Craig Way, and how about a nice welcome for one of the greatest, not only to ever play at the University of Texas, but also in high school football. Cory Redding is with us now. It's good to see you again. How are you?
Doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
You know, it's only fitting, perhaps, that the week that Texas plays Houston, that we should have you on, because you're one of the greatest high school football players to come out of the greater Houston area, out of Galena Park, North Shore. I like to think about the fact that now that North Shore is one of the hallmark programs in the state, even though they didn't win a state title when you were playing, you and your teammates and Coach Amon kind of set the tone for it, right?
Man, 1995, when Coach Amon stepped on campus, leaving Aldine Nimitz, he set the standard. You know, the foundation was laid with us, that 95 class as freshmen and all the sophomores and seniors. And leading up to 1999 when I left, and then following a couple years later, they won their first title. And then, you know, the rest is history. I mean, it's just tremendous memories, great talent always coming out the city of Houston. And it's just a great program to be a part of.
So, Coach Brown's first recruiting class?
Yes.
How was that? Like when you think back to that, now you think about the run that Coach Brown went on. What does that feel like, knowing, man, we were that first group of guys?
Because you set the tone for that.
That's
too.
right.
Yes. You know, it's I'm always a part of the start. God
right.
dang it.
Right.
I'm always a part of the start, but I missed the championship just by a year or two. And, you know, we had a great class coming in with Chris Sims and Rob Babers and all these guys from all over the country. And we came together and I mean, we went 9-4, 9-5 that year. And I felt like the world was going to fall apart because we didn't have 10-plus wins.
Right.
I didn't know that was the standard, you know. And so when that was embedded in us my freshman year, it was like, okay, my sophomore year, I put on 25 pounds, and the guys we grind in the summertime and you know, dog behind us, and the foundation was laid. If you had problems, we fought it out on the field, and we loved on one another, but at the same time, we're going to go out there and fight, and we're going to go out there and win and bring this program to where it needs to be, and go out and recruit those kids from Houston all around the country, bringing in VY and all of those guys so they can go ahead and bring the championship in 2005. So we were a part of that build, and I'm so proud to be a part of that.
You two have something in common. For folks who don't know, what you're looking at here is two former MVPs of the Cotton Bowl. Sark was an offensive MVP during that taffy pull of a 1915 win over Kansas State in '96, and there you were defensive MVP in 2002, there with the win over LSU as well. So you've got that going for you. Did bowl games get you a little more revved up even than because you played in bowl games all the way through your career?
Yeah, you know, it was always an honor to play in the bowl game because not everyone's playing. You know, folks are sitting at home opening Christmas gifts and enjoying New Year's, you know, all the drinks and festivities. But we were locked in and focused on playing a kid's game, you know, and so we were all just excited to have one more opportunity to be on the field, right, when everyone else is home. So we kind of got up a lot more, and just because it was just a special moment. So we definitely didn't take that for granted.
I will say, you know, Cory's one up me though. He's in the Cotton Bowl Hall of Fame.
Oh, come on.
I am not. So you know, little.
Let me make a phone call.
Little different pedestal that he's sitting on to me.
You'll be there.
What I wanted to hit on, you know, obviously, you know, our defensive line coach Bo Davis.
Yes.
You guys obviously go way back, and he has done a tremendous job for us in what he's done in developing the current players on our roster that he inherited. To go along with the recruiting that he's been doing. I know you guys have a bunch of history, so I want to dig into this. First of all, when, how, where did you meet the legendary Bo Davis?
I met Bo Davis in 1996. He was, I believe, fresh out of LSU. He's our defensive tackle coach. He's out there with big old trash bags on at practice, sweating and getting our, you know, defensive tackles. It was Harold Brown and Jason Payne, and those were our two anchors in the middle. And then you have myself and, you know, linebackers and everybody else. But, man, Bo Davis would just come out there with all kind of crazy drills and dropping tennis balls and letting guys get off the rock and try to catch the ball to work on BGO, that's ball get off. And, you know, just that mental toughness he brought to our defensive line as young kids was really cool, seeing that from someone that played at the University of Louisiana and then bringing that energy into Houston. It was pretty cool. But knowing Bo way back when, getting his hands dirty, working on trucks and, engines and things like that, he's still that same guy to this day, and that's what I love about him. Never change.
What do you think, just real quick, give me a quick little synopsis of some of these D linemen we got cooking right now. Sweat, Murphy, that crew, Alfred Collins.
Yes. I love the big guys up front. I mean, I watch the game different than everyone else. When folks watch football with me, they watch as a fan, but I'm looking at scheme. I like seeing the big guys get pushed in the pocket. I like how they pursue the quarterback. I like how they, play the run. In order to pin your ears back as a defensive lineman, you got to be able to stop the run, right? So we always say, stop the run to have some fun, right? If you don't stop the run, you're not going to pin your ears back and go, get the quarterback. So at the end of the day, seeing Sweat go out there and do what he do, Collins, big, strong on the end. I mean, the young kid, 91, from Westlake. I like seeing him, Burke. Murphy, gosh dang, that's a grown man.
You like Sorrell too?
Why do you think I retired? These guys are getting bigger, faster, stronger, and I'm like, look, man, I'm too old to be getting hit by guys like y'all, so I'm going to just go ahead and get this game to y'all right now because y'all are getting big.
We're visiting with Cory Redding. We'll continue to do that with Longhorn Weekly with Coach Sark, presented by the Texas Lottery here at Pluckers, continues in a moment. We welcome you back here to Longhorn Weekly with Coach Sark from here, Pluckers, the West Campus location here in Austin. Our special guest is Cory Redding, who spent 13 years in the NFL, 6 with the Lions, 1 with the Seahawks, 2 with the Ravens, and 3 with the Colts. You finished with the Cardinals as well. You have like a jacket that has like patches of all of them or something like that?
No.
What's your fondest memory of playing in the NFL?
My fondest memory? Gosh, dang. Just championships are hard to come by. Didn't win a Super Bowl, yet I knocked on the door 3 times. Twice with the Ravens. No, wait. Once with the Ravens, once with the Colts, and then once with the Cardinals. So 2 AFC and 1 NFC. But I never knocked on the door to have it open. Although we did win division titles, right? And so AFC championship and NFC championship, things like that. But, just my fondest memory is just being with the guys. That's what I really miss. I don't miss training camp. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I don't miss spring training. I don't miss all of that. But I do miss being with my guys on the planes when we win games, in the locker room, at practice, in the clubhouse. I mean, just there's a bond of brotherhood. I was one of 1,900 men in the world that got a chance to do what I did on a weekly basis for 13 years. That's unheard of, right? And so I'm just truly honored and blessed to have that opportunity to do so and to create those memories with those guys.
Isn't the locker room so special?
Yes.
And I think that's one of the hardest things for me to convey when I talk about our culture and the development and the growth of our team and the leadership on a team and why teams are good. Like in the NFL, everybody has talent.
Yes.
There's so much parity. But the teams they win, it's the culture, it's the locker room, and it's so hard to kind of explain sometimes.
Yeah.
What were kind of 2 or 3 of the best locker rooms you were in and or why they were?
By far the best locker room that I was a part of was the Baltimore Ravens. And simply because when you walked in the room, you left self at the door. Right? Yeah. Coaches and Ray and everyone, Ray Lewis and everyone, they would tell you, leave self at the door. And it's about us and we in here, right? And so everything that we do for each other, and we only have one goal in mind, and that's to win and dominate and play for one another. And then they had 3 words on the board. It was small team, it was middle-sized team, and then big team. It was never me or look at me, I'm making plays. No, it's about us and we, and let's go out there. And so that was one of the best locker rooms I was a part of. The coaches, all they had to do was work on X's and O's. The players handled the locker room. If we ever had any beef with anybody, the players took care of it. If somebody stole something or whatever got missing, the players handled it. Like, the coaches didn't have to worry about none of that stuff. You work on X's and O's, we'll work on the team. And the leaders led the team, and we went out and dominated every single week.
Which I think is fascinating because when folks think of those Ravens defenses back then, they think of Ray Lewis and they think about the dance and then coming out and all that. But you're saying that was just a reflection of the whole group?
That's that was Ray just doing what Ray always does when the lights come on. Mind you, when the guy's in the building and the lights are not on, you don't even know he's there. He's quiet. He don't say a word. He don't do anything. But when he touched the grass and the lights come on, that's the Ray Lewis that everyone sees. It's totally different. He definitely has a switch. But that's how we roll. Look, one day we were in practice. We were in training camp. And Coach Harbaugh says, hey, this is only third. Let the runners run, right? Defense, don't tackle anybody. Ready, break. Ray comes over to tell the huddle. He said, hey, guys, this is our drill, and we're going to tackle everything that moves. We were like, okay. Ray Rice get the ball. He come up the middle. We smash him. Boom. Take him down to the ground. Harbaugh blows the whistle. Brrr. Didn't I tell you this is third? No tackling? Haloti Nada says, Coach, Captain Ray said we tackling, so we got to tackle. And that was the mindset. We went as Ray went, and he set the tone, and we rode with that.
The other thing that I've been told about you, Shannon Sweeney from our flagship station here in Austin Zone said you were in one time in the studio, and you sat down to do an interview, and someone had left a Rubik's Cube, and it was just sitting on the counter, and you just picked it up and like 3 or 4 twists, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
How long have you been a Rubik's Cube genius that you could do that?
I was fascinated with the Rubik's Cube, but was always intimidated to do it. I thought geniuses need to, do that. But I was with the Seahawks, and I had a teammate, and every road trip on the plane, he would just work that Rubik's Cube. Put it down, he'll go do something, he'll come back, mess it up, and work it again. So about week 3, week 4, I told him, I said, hey, man, I need you to teach me how to do that. He was like, all right, cool. So I went to the store, bought my Rubik's Cube. I sat next to him every away game and at home in the locker room, and he would teach me the patterns, and I learned them. I got to the point where I got it so fast, I was doing it within like a minute and 11 seconds. Boom, I was quick, right? But I'm an avid learner. Like, I want to learn everything that I can, try to get 1% better every single day. If you're not growing, you're dying, right? And so all the things that I've learned in football and in my life from guys pouring into me, I just want to be 1% better every day, right? And so tomorrow I will be a lot better than I was today because I'm going to learn something tomorrow, right? And so that's the mindset.
And that's something that you and the coaching staff are always trying to impart to the players.
No question. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges in young people, right? Especially – man, I've worked really hard in high school, right? I've earned my scholarship. I've gotten to the University of Texas, and there's that fine line of, but there's more.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? There's more. And so many of them think, I can relax.
No.
That's not, we keep trying to press upon. This isn't the finish line. This is just a checkpoint in the journey of life, right? And there's so much more to go do, whether it's on the football field, in the classroom, in their personal, social life, whatever that looks like. So continuing to try to develop them in a way to where that when they leave here, they're better than when they got here, but yet they're equipped to go handle what's out there in the real world.
That translated into the pros. I would tell guys all the time, the only thing that's consistent in the NFL is the numbers on the front and the back. The things that change the most are the names on the back of those jerseys and the butts that sit in these seats in the meeting rooms. I sat in so many rooms and I've seen so many seats just revolving door because guys had bad attitudes, uncoachable, falling asleep in meetings, having their phones in the meeting room. They felt like they made it to the NFL, so I'm going to take a deep breath and not work as hard. No, you have to give more. Do what you've done to get there and then apply more to stay there. Because I tell them, I say, look, man, I've seen it time and time again. You are just renting that seat for a little while. And the longer you want to sit in that seat is based off of your effort, your energy, and your 1-2, and your coachability, and all of those things. If you don't bring none of that to the table, it's been nice knowing you for 2 weeks. You got to go, bro. Because we're trying to win.
Couldn't you see him coaching?
I could. I can see him talking to our team. So
yeah, there you go.
He's
He's the great Cory Redding joining us here tonight here at Pluckers. Coming up, Sark and I will take a look at this week's opponent, the Houston Cougars, when Longhorn Weekly continues on the Longhorn Network and the Longhorn Radio Network from Learfield.